She
let me
knew
know.
what she was doing when she sent to Dominique. There's
And then
no
let
way.
me tell you what made it even worse for Laura, for me.
Go ahead.
She was a raging bitch.
Not saying, yeah. I wouldn't sit there and say I'm a girl's girl, but I also wouldn't say I'm a guy's girl. I would just say I'm
A girl.
I'm a girl.
He's like, you're a great leader and all that kind of stuff, but you're never going to actually do anything truly great because you think that people matter. And it's a game.
Hey guys, it's me again, your host Dominique, and I am with my girl,
Nature.
my lovely co-host on this series. We have another special guest, Jen Zeszut, the CEO of Goodles Macaroni and Cheese, and she's going to talk everything about being a female in a male-dominated industry, running her company, all of that goodness. So stay tuned for that. The second thing and the topic of today, Nature, is...
Look around, it's me and my crew. Big energy.
Energy! No, okay, let me turn it off.
That. I love energy.
I'm just playing. I was just being goofy. But
No, you're not playing.
no.
We're talking about energy.
yeah, we're talking about energy, feeding off energies, all of that stuff. So let's get into that.
Well, first, how are you? I feel like we haven't sat here together, just the two of us, in a while.
Chatting. Girl, I'm doing good. Doing my thing. I just got back into working. I had 2 events last week, so I was like
Nice.
cooked. On Monday, I slept 12 hours straight. I was just dead to the world, did back to back. So that was actually fun because although I was tired, my mind was elsewhere besides like changing diapers and that kind of thing.
You were fueled.
Tantrum
in
stuff.
a different way.
I was refueled in a different way, and so that was cool. I enjoyed that, although I would come back at, 2, 3 a.m. after production day, and crews would wake up at like 4:30 or something. I'm like, oh. But either way, it was really nice. It was great. It felt good to be back, and I had... With events, it's funny because it's like you have that immediately like you feel that accomplishment because you actually see the results. Probably
Everything
similar to training
unfold.
when you see your client's body changing. It makes you feel
It makes you feel
fulfilled.
good. Like even like yesterday, one of my clients was like, since we started, and we've been working for like a month and a couple of weeks maybe, and she's like, since we started, and she worked, and I want to put this out there, she works out before me every day. Like I've lost 7 pounds, and I'm like, yeah, let's go, let's get it. And I feel like those do fulfill you. Like it's like I love that.
Yeah,
It's like-
sometimes, jobs you're not able to see the results, but with ours, you're able to see the results, and the results of an event, it's often very fun. So stressful, but fun. So anyway, so that's been good. Kids are doing okay. Cade's still potty training. He's on the long mission.
your tan is
Gone?
it's diminishing. But how was your trip?
My trip was good. My trip was a blast with the girls. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun. Yeah, we had a blast. That
They
was
went
nice.
to Trinidad. They went to Carnival, guys.
We went to Carnival for the second time. First time was for my bachelorette party. Then we went, and that was great energy. That was great energy. We went 9 girls of us, so there's different personalities and all of that good stuff.
How is that? Dealing with all different energies.
Yeah, dealing with all different energies. I mean, it's a part of life. You know what I mean? But I love it. I think it comes with the territory of having great girlfriends and doing stuff. And we're all on the same page. We all want to have a great time, no drama. And that's exactly what we did. We had so much fun just being together and just acting crazy and being goofy. And we hadn't had a girls trip since my bachelorette party.
And that was a couple of years. That was a few
That
years
was
ago.
2018 or 2019 or 2018. What am I?
It was well needed.
5 years ago.
I need a vacation too. It's here. We got it.
There's nothing like going out with the
nothing like
girls.
going out.
It's so fun. And like out of the country. It was just a blast.
Some drinks, music.
Oh yeah, the sun was popping, the music, and so it's like a parade, right? You like walk, and so It's just a blast. You have like your cup in your hand. We were drinking the what is it? The Hennessy White. Just moving, boom, 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 on the road. We're just like getting it in. So that was fun though. Yeah. So that was good. I can't believe we didn't even touch base on that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was great. And then what else? That's it, girl. You know, same old.
Same.
Doing my thing. What you got?
Same old, doing my thing. Just been working. I'm trying to get over this endo cold I got going on.
It's going around.
It's going around. I self-diagnosed everybody with endovirus.
Endo.
It's really in pediatrics, but I'm gonna say everyone got it now because everyone's really bound bad, but everyone's symptoms are different. Some people was in the stomach. What really set it aside is one of my clients said she has symptoms like me, but woke up with pink eye. I was like, endovirus. So it's like a regular common cold, and there's just a scale of it. You know,
it's like RSV, like it's all cold, but
cold related. Yeah.
Oh, drink your ginger tea.
Yeah, I've been drinking my echinacea tea, but other than that, I've been chilling, working, putting my head down, trying to just stay afloat.
So one thing I did want to touch base on is this is our last episode, everybody, for this season. The first season opener, episode 1, we were talking about things that we wanted to kind of do throughout the season. Have you done any of those things? Have you been reading? Have you been staying up on your nutrition?
Actually, yes, I've actually been reading. Mm-hmm. And not only am I reading, but I'm also journaling. I'm journaling for myself. I'm reading and journaling with my reading, which I think is helping. And it just puts me in a different space. Like, it makes me feel like once I close that book, and it's just like, it really brings me back to like presence in the sense of like,
nice.
Ooh, okay. Nutrition's been great. Not this week. Haven't really been eating because of my sickness, but other than that, yeah.
Well, I know that we both said prayer. I don't know if you've been sticking to that.
Yes, I've been sticking to that. We did both say that. Yes, I've been sticking to that. Mm-hmm. I talk to my Father every day.
Yeah, same. I've been. I was talking about making sure the quality of my prayers were better. Now, the next thing that I'm tackling onto that is to getting into doing my studies, my actual Bible studies.
Let's do it.
Yep,
I'm with it.
I listen all the time to like podcasts or like my studies online, but I want to actually get back into reading. It's just so, with the kids, it's like I don't even have time to think or use a bathroom or shower really. So to get that time in is like tough, and I never want to force myself. You know what I mean? I always want to do it when I'm open and ready to learn. But yeah, I'd encourage you to join in on my study. See what I got going.
Yeah, let's do it. And what else did you say you were doing? You've been working out.
Fitness, yeah. No, I did. Since the first episode, I've even added additional. Like, I'm going hard in the gym.
I could tell.
Just consistent. I won't say hard, consistent. So
let's keep it going.
I'm not playing any games, girl. Summer 2024, I'm coming for you. Anyways, okay. So getting into today's then, energy, feeding off energy. What is energy? All that good stuff. I was actually thinking, like the way we actually receive energy in so many different ways, like not only with people that you're around, but honestly, there's times that I have to scale back on like even what I'm looking at on Instagram or social media, because that stuff like affects your day.
Energy.
Yeah. Like I was even telling my mom the other day, she sleeps with the news on, her and my dad. And I'm like, girl, you got to turn the news off. Because that could be like stressful.
Just listening to all the bad shit
going
on.
Oh my goodness. It's so stressful. And then she listens to political news. But then in our house, Boss and I, we never listen to like ABC 5 at 5 p.m. when they're talking about the crashes and the psycho people and the this and the this. Because I feel like that energy really does affect you and your home. Like just bringing in that negativity. So anyways, do you ever feel like there's stuff on social media that you're seeing or things that you kind of like, it affects your daily
energy?
Yeah.
I would definitely say, yeah. What I think, I honestly feel like my social media, well, my Instagram, I would say, and my TikTok too, now that I'm scrolling through TikTok a little bit more, it's gotten me to a T in a sense of my energy. So it matches my energy. So it doesn't really show me anything. Because again, I'm going from really not scrolling too much. So now I am scrolling and I'm searching things up and it's kind of matching that energy. So it's all like kind of like positive light in a sense. But if you go down a rabbit hole and it said you go down that negative path of just drama, toxic energy, it's like you want to keep going, but it's definitely, I feel like it definitely affects you.
Heck yeah.
For sure. And the way you think.
Oh, absolutely. So recently, guilty pleasure was watching Love is Blind as well as everybody.
Love me some reality dating shows.
Love is Blind is crazy. But anyways, everyone's been going in on like what's happening with like, there was those two girls and they were criticizing each other for not being a girl's girl and da-da-da-da and all this drama. And so, like, I was just thinking, it's like, what is girl energy?
Girl?
What is a girl's girl?
But you consider yourself as girl's girl. So, and I don't necessarily consider. I wouldn't sit there and say I'm a girl's girl, but I also wouldn't say I'm a guy's girl. I would just say I'm
a girl.
I'm a girl. So what you say? I've heard you say like I'm a girl's girl. What's a girl's girl? To you?
So a girl's girl is not like being girly to me. Like, you know what I mean? It's not that. But a girl's girl is like, you know, there's girl code. Like, I got to hold it down for my girlfriends. You can't, like, you ever meet women that are just
Shiesty?
like, oh, they'll befriend your husband before they befriend you, or they'll address your husband for,
that's
like,
not a
to me,
girl's
I think
girl.
that's crazy.
That's weird.
Like, there's a code to, like, how you conduct yourself as a woman.
I thought that was universal, though.
Oh, no, girl.
Because although I'll say I'm not a girl's girl, but I know code. So I guess maybe I am a girl's girl then, if that's what you're thinking about. If that's how we aligning it, because
it's girl code. But women are not. No. Women are not like that. Women will be all up in your
face.
Yeah. Well, no, they'll be all up in your man's face before respectfully speaking to you. Like, it's just, that's not the stuff that I do. I wasn't raised that way. My mom wasn't like that. You know what I mean? So there's that. Girl's girl as far as like, I'm not drama. You know what I mean? Like, if me and you are going to be friends, we're going to be friends. And that's it. There's not like, I'm off her. I'm not going to talk to her today.
On and off.
That's like all that drama, messy stuff.
Switch.
I always have your best interest in heart. I'm always going to be a great, loyal friend to you. And that's that. I don't like the, we were friends last year, now we're not friends this year, and now we're friends again. Like, that's all that corny stuff. So that's kind of my idea of girls' girl.
Okay.
I don't know, but I think the Peanut Gallery has a TikTok that we need to watch.
What this
about
woman
something
thinks
similar.
about girls.
Embarrassing you in front of a group of guys, not a girl's girl. Tucking in your tag when they notice it's sticking out, girl's girl. Basically, it's when you cheer for the other women around you and view them as allies, not competition or your enemy. Like, you want to see other women happy and succeed, even if you're not at that time in your life. Getting a little too close to a guy that you kind of know who has a girlfriend, not a girl's girl. If a girl compliments your outfit and you instantly tell her where you bought it, how much it was, what discount code you used, girl's girl. These weird, insecure, like, backhanded compliments, not a girl's girl. A girl's girl is gonna believe the girl first, okay? Because we respect girls and we know how hard it is to be a girl. So if a guy comes up to you and is like, oh my God, yeah, that girl is crazy. Like, she was acting crazy. To me, I'm like, I will make my own opinion, because was she acting crazy or were you doing crazy shit to make her act crazy? Going out of their way to make fun of other girls for just being so basic, not a girl's girl. And you don't have to be basic to be a girl's girl. It's just, you just don't have to make fun of other girls for being basic. Telling you if you have food in your teeth, fixing your mascara if it's smudged, letting you know if you bled through your pants, lending you a tampon. Girl's girl.
Oh, I agree with that. I'm a girl's girl. I'm a people person in the sense of like, I want everyone to win. I'm gonna, so yeah, girl's girl. I like that.
So this is the only part that
You didn't.
could get messy, which is, I think, women cut up. Is the whole idea of when she said, when a guy says something about a girl, I'll believe her, whatever it is. Sometimes women can get in their own way with that. Like, we will back each other up for a fault. Like, okay, this is just
No accountability.
No accountability. This is going to be an example. Okay, and it's in the fitness field. Women will be like, a girl could be obese, overweight. And they know that they're not happy with their body. They know that. But a girl could be like, oh, girl, you look fine. Oh, girl, it's fine. You look good, girl. Right? Which, by the way, it's fine. Like, you look good. No worries. But if you ask me, I'm gonna say, well, girl, I think, yeah, I'll be in the gym. Come on, let's get it in together. I'll say that rather than like, oh, girl, you don't need to be doing none of that.
I'm gonna hold you accountable.
You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
Like, if you want to know my opinion, then I'm gonna say, girl, come on over and work out. Like, let's be healthy. Let's do this thing.
holding your best interest at heart.
Exactly, best interest at heart. And so that's just a stupid example, but sometimes women we're using like girl.
We could give excuses for each other.
Excuses.
Sometimes, where in reality, it's not.
Or sometimes a girl could be acting. I mean, I've known friends that act completely shit crazy with their man. Listen, you can't come to me because I'm gonna be like, girl, you're tripping. You need to like, come on, girl. Like, you got to change up that mentality, or you got, I'll give that type of advice. Like,
But I
because
think
you're
that still
only in
is
control
girl-
of yourself.
I think that still is girl though, because you're looking out for the best interest of your friend, which sometimes you got to hear the rough shit. Sometimes I have to tell you about yourself, and I'm not coming at you. I'm not judging you. I'm not telling you like I'm not coming at you and with the snare on my face, and like I'm sitting here and telling you with love from my heart for the best interest. Like, girl, I know you better than that.
Yep. I mean, no, I'm certainly a girl's girl, but I just can see where women could be upset. Like, girl, if you're gonna come in here and tell me about how terrible your man is, well, there's nothing that we can do about your man, your boyfriend or whoever, your husband. So, what are things that you're doing? Maybe we can self-reflect and take that back and see if that works. Because what do you want me to do? I'm not gonna sit here and beat your husband down, and then you're mad at me later because, girl, you said this. No. At the end of the day, well, let's see, like, did you do this? Well, maybe you can try this tactic. Like, that's more so of who I am as a girl's girl, just in that part. But the rest of the stuff,
that makes
we're
sense.
on there.
Because I was thinking, 9 times out of 10, a woman doesn't want to be. If they come to you to complain about what they got going on, they not coming to complain and to hear about the shit that they did wrong.
No.
They want to complain with you. They want you to complain with them. So you're right. You are right.
Yeah. I mean, and truthfully, that's just how I am. I want someone to tell me up front, honestly, like, am I tripping? Am I being too emotional? Am I stepping out of line? The way that I conducted myself, was that problematic? I would rather my girlfriend, my closest people, to tell me rather than cutting up or doing something and then I'm finding out from the back end some way or somebody else has to tell me. So anyways, I like the idea of holding yourself accountable. So that's that. Question is, what's a guy's girl? A guy's girl's for the streets.
That's what I would say, because
She's a streetwalker.
definitely. She's the one that's embarrassing you around the group of guys.
Yep.
That's the guy. That's the guy's girl.
But you ever seen the opposite where men, I think it's the corniest thing, will put down other men to make themselves look better? But women will do that too.
Well,
Like for
1000%.
example, it's like, or I don't know how they would do that, but they basically will like crack bad jokes at somebody or backhanded compliments like the girl was saying, you know what I mean? And try and make someone look less than or problematic.
And make them look a little bit more.
So it puts them up here. And it's just the corniest thing to me.
So cool.
But to that, guy's girl.
You know, like growing up, for example, I felt like I was a tomboy growing up. I was always like in the street, running around, not in the streets, but like growing up, running around, playing manhunt, climbing fences, but it was just it was me, one other girl that were like consistently outside, and everybody else was boys. So I guess that would be like a guy's girl at that moment in my life, because like I was like with the guys. I was running and roughing, and so maybe that would, but what would be a guy's girl in our day and age now, where we are as adults?
Well, I think that naturally, like being a tomboy is just kids are kids. We have a lot of energy, and we're trying to explore our wants, our desires and stuff. But as you become a woman, that kind of transitions. It's not cool
Yeah.
for you to be hanging at the bar with
No.
the guys.
Not at all.
Like, it's just like, you can have guy friends, but I mean, even in my household, I don't go hang out with my old guy friends. That sounds crazy. What am I sitting with you about?
Like, for what?
What am I sitting with you about? So that you think that maybe you got a shoe in to date me? Like, I'm married.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and if you are in that space, then you're not really dedicated to your husband or your partner. So for a woman, I just feel like I'm not going and hanging out with you, with men, just to be hanging out with you because we're the homies. Like, you're not a tomboy as a grown-ass woman. It's not happening.
I'm a little tomboyish still. But
yeah, but you're not going.
I'm not.
I'm saying you're not a tomboy hanging out with the guys.
No,
you're not like, yo, I'm about to go lift weights with y'all boys at 4 a.m. No, like, what are you working out with all the guys for? Be with the girls.
You have different goals. You're gonna look like a guy.
I mean, it's just dumb to me. It's like, I don't know. Like, you know, if that's what you're doing, then that's what you're doing. But anyways, okay, so these are a couple things that we have here from the peanut gallery of how to spot a guy's girl.
Oh, here we go. Most of their close friends are guys.
Okay, boom. They have a weirdly close relationship with their brothers or male family members. Well, that's not bad. I guess weirdly.
They seek validation in men.
Now that's a problem.
This sounds like, all right.
The seeking validation in men is giving thirst trap.
I think that this is giving. Let's finish reading this because I think I want to. This list is giving like unhealed women.
Oh, they claim to get along better with guys, which I just don't understand. Girl, we both got our periods.
Right? Like, come to my house and bring some ice cream. We can sit on the couch.
Like, come on, we're all going through the same stuff. Okay, they seem to get along better with guys
and never not dating. I think this is
giving
a
therapy.
trauma-filled woman. I think that's what a guy girls is. Yeah, because what's wrong with women?
I don't want to insult anybody, right? Because I think that...
No, I mean, like, what's wrong with women in the sense of, like... Because a lot of times when you have these guy girls, and now I'm thinking about it, and I feel like I kind of fell in this category for a second, where it was like, you get along better with the guys, and it was like even like when I was in high school, I had a very hard time, like, keeping my friends intact. And even in middle school, where it was always drama. Like, every other week, no one's like, so now you're not talking to me, now you're talking to me. It's like, it was just too much. So I feel like, but that was my own trauma filled. That was me. In a sense of, I mean, yeah, it was their part too, and it probably wasn't picking the best friends, but it was like, it was within.
Yep.
And I think that it's not to say like women are amazing. And back then I was like, I'll get along better with the guys. Girls are too much drama. I don't like y'all. But that's not how I look at it anymore. It was more
defense. It was a more defense mechanism for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it could be just your own insecurity of being around other women, or not finding the right group of girls
friends
or friends. But you know, again, like I'll say this is like I love the idea of like you got brothers, and let's all go on a golf trip. We're family. You know what I mean? Or let's all go. What do guys like to do? I mean, I don't necessarily think women should be out there playing ball with the guys, but you know, if you have certain hobbies that or we're gonna go swimming or go on vacation together. There's like hobbies that align. I think that's wonderful. But I think that the problem with this is that when other women could be in play, and then it could be offensive to other women. Or like if you're friends with the guy and they have significant other, whatever it is, there has to be a boundary.
And lines, like the line.
Right. And a respectable man is going to put that boundary in line as well. He 1,000%. Ain't going to go there to that point. But I mean, the seeking validation in men, it's true. Why are you like, okay, say as a woman, right.
Written.
But say as a woman, you have a guy group of friends and they have significant others, but yet you're seeking validation from that group. Those lines have been completely crossed. There's no reason why a woman should be sitting down and enjoying time with a man for validation,
another attention from another man that has a whole woman at home.
Inappropriate. But these are the boundaries that modern day women and men are willing to cross.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Like people don't understand the tradition. People don't want to accept the tradition.
They don't want to accept the tradition, but they expect some type of the tradition, if that makes sense. But even going back to the guys, girls list, how does a guy feel about that? You meet a woman and she's a guy's girl. Get the fuck out of here.
Imagine me, hey, boss calling me, hey, babe, what you doing? Oh, I'm just at lunch with your homie.
Your homie?
That sounds crazy. You know what I mean? And because that's what, it's not even necessarily the woman's own guy friends. It'll be like, I met some people through you and now I'm hanging with your friends. That is crazy.
That's like, what do you, yeah.
Anyways, okay, so we got guys, girl. And then we got how to spot a girl's girl. So most of their close friends are girls, okay? They travel in groups of girls, hugging. Oh, I love that. Extra close with their mother. Love my mom. Oh, the best. You often hear them overuse the term best friend. I still do that. That is crazy. I'm like, this is my best friend, Summer. This is my best friend, Avery. Yeah, these are my best friends. I love that. That's me.
Honestly, I have started to fall into that realm
I
I gotten into adulthood.
Come on, girl, give me a hug.
I would say college, when I really started, because I really started to form like my teammates and my friendships. Oh, I love a girl's girl. Now that I know the difference between the two, I want girls. Come on.
It's the respect and the loyalty factor for me. That's the main thing. You don't have to be the most girly girl. I mean, I'm wearing pink today in
you're really
in lieu
girly
of this,
today.
so I'm being girly. But ultimately, I think it's the loyalty and that girl code of like, this is the way, this is how you do something. You reach out to the woman. You know, being an etiquette, having etiquette, right? You know what I mean? Like, of course, modern day has changed things. We're not as like uptight as we have to be. So I guess nature, this is a good question for you. So you said early on you kept getting into like these toxic group of friends and you're like, forget it. It's too much drama. I'm off that. How do you feel like you can find good energy, you know what I mean, in a group of friends, in a group of girlfriends or a girlfriend or one friend, you know?
I feel like I've experienced many different type of people. And I've gotten to a point where I've always been taught, shut your mouth and open your eyes, open your ears, like shut up, don't talk, just watch, observe. So I'm pretty good at like kind of feeling people out. Like my best friend now, we met in 10th grade and it was like instant because our energies just clicked. We're kind of like very, not the same person, but like energy wise, it's very similar in a sense of like we meshed really well. So I think for me, it's just, if I feel like the energy clicks, I'm your girl.
Yeah. I would have to say a way that I feel like I've been able to attract my closest friends, and we've been friends for such a long time, and the way that I've built my other friendships is by being the most authentic version of myself. Because a lot of times girls are they have other agendas, they're trying to impress each other, they're keeping up with each other, or they have like other vendettas. And it affects the way that comes off. You're not giving me genuineness and a genuine relationship. And so something that I've always, I hate using the word pride, but like something that I've always been pleased with myself in is that my ability to remain authentic to who I am. And in turn, that has attracted people who were like me genuinely. You know what I mean? And even it's funny because my first girlfriends were just my natural girlfriends that I met by myself. And then the Carnival girlfriends, are the girlfriends from my husband. We all met each other together because our husbands work together. And so we've kind of established this really different and unique relationship because we initially became friends of just, we understand each other's world, and then our energies clicked, you know what I mean? And that authenticity of what we've been going through or what we went through, we just started building these bonds, right? And so now we have this really unique, curated friendship. But I think it all works out from keeping that authentic self and being able to be vulnerable with each other and genuine. I can't do the manipulation game. That's just not who I am. I don't like playing those games. I don't like being in competition. I am a girl's girl. I'm supporting. I'm excited. I keep my head down. I run straight. I do my thing. And I just want everyone to genuinely have a great time, enjoying each other. You know what I mean? Creating memories, especially with your friends. That's what it's about.
That's what it's
You know
about.
what I mean?
And life is simple, and I think we very much overcomplicated. But it goes back to you saying, like, just being your authentic self. That's so important. And I believe whatever energy you give, you're gonna get back. So if you are walking around and you're not being your authentic self, and you're like, you got these these what's that word?
Underlying.
These underlying like thoughts of like, oh, this is how I want to go about it. You're gonna receive that energy back for sure. I don't believe in karma, but I do believe in energies. So if I'm giving out my best authentic, genuine energy, this is me, this is what you're gonna get, I'm gonna receive genuine back.
Right.
And if I'm giving out nasty energy and negative energy, that's what my life is gonna be consumed of, and that's what I'm gonna be getting back as well.
I always say I just want to be, especially with my prayers, it's like I always just want to be a vessel of light. Not to say we don't have hiccups and we don't go through things and all of that, because naturally you do, and your friends, are there, and sometimes they get the butt of it or whatever. But ultimately, as a whole, I always try and say, okay, I want to have good positive energy. And by the way, if my energy is bad, like when I was pregnant and going through stuff and postpartum, listen, I'm not going to dim my light on y'all. So I'll be out. I'll just deal with my stuff out here. Then when I'm ready to come back, I'm coming.
I'll be disappearing.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because you just have to get yourself in line sometimes. So anyways, I'm really conscious of that. I don't like to put bad energy. I don't like to put my negative, attitude on people if I'm going through something. And then, it's in doses. Sometimes you do need your cup to be filled a bit, but other times I'm like, I'm not trying to just like pour out all this drama on everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so Love is Blind, Laura, and then the other
Sarah Ann.
girl, Sarah Ann. You know this whole
Yes,
story.
ma'am.
Laura was pissed that Sarah Ann slid into her man's DMs, girl, after the show, and left the door open of like, hey, if anything doesn't work out, please let me know. Boom, boom, boom. So everybody knows this. Everyone has been watching this, of course. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, when Sarah Ann confronted Laura, it's just giving like, I'm giving you my excuses and I want to make myself kind of feel better in the sense of why it was okay. It wasn't okay. It's never okay. Wait till that man is single. You were on the show. You guys were in the same house. You guys are talking. Like, that's a taken man. That's disrespectful. Regardless, it's disrespect. You know that man is with another woman and it's a fiance and they're in the honeymoon, and you're gonna go and send a whole big ass text message ending it with, but if there's still a chance. What type of shit is that? You're shooting your shot and you're being disrespectful because you wouldn't like it if somebody did it to you. And I think that that's something that people gotta start putting themselves in their shoes. If I wouldn't like it done to me, I'm not gonna do it to nobody else. Because she would not be off that. She would not be okay with that.
Okay. I don't agree.
Go ahead. Oh, you're going to shoot your shot. Dominique is going to shoot her shot.
I'm not shooting my shot.
She said, I don't agree.
Okay, because, but girl's girl here, duh. I think that, yes, ordinarily, you don't go and try and shoot your shot to a married man.
No.
You don't go and try and shoot your shot to a man that's dating somebody. If someone is casually dating, there's so many other people that aren't dating at all that you can just go be with. So I am completely against that. But the only reason why I thought Laura was completely out of her mind, one, and I thought Sarah Ann was valid, because this was an experiment. This is a show, and they're all building these relationships together, and they all know that they're dating each other's people.
For sure.
So if I'm having, honestly, if I have a guy, if we're both dating the same guy, and he chooses you, or rather, if he chooses me, and you were to send a, hey, he breaks it off with you, and you're sending like a closure note, like if anything, because the chances are, it's not going to work. There are big chances that it may not work out.
Then wait your turn. You're not buying me.
I think no. I would be like, I understand. She had that same experience with you. She's obviously in love with you through the doors. I mean, I think that all parties have the right to have a closure note, just like they acting like this is a problem. She just did it beforehand because on the show, they all come back together and they make them sit together and talk. It's the same thing as her sending the DM. I didn't think her DM was like, hey, choose me, leave Laura in the dust. And then let me tell you the second thing. She just was like, hey, I had a great time. I understand that you chose Laura, thank you for the experience. If anything does happen, please let me know.
She knew what she was doing when she sent to Dominique. There was motive.
And then let me tell you what made it even worse for Laura, for me.
Go ahead.
She was a raging bitch.
Not saying,
She was so mean to Jeremy. She wasn't authentic.
She was very mean
in those cubes. I don't even know what he was thinking choosing her. She was rude and nasty in the cubes. And then when they went to Cabo and were on the honeymoon, that she's so pissed that she sent the DM, she was like nagging him about his Hawaiian shirt. He was like flipping in the pool, and she's like, act like an adult. Like, she was so rude and degrading. I'm like, girl, you didn't want this to work out. And then her own family went on and was like, if he can deal with Laura, then good luck to him, because she's mean as hell. She's a mean girl, and she tried to act like she was this girl's girl when really you're a mean ass bitch.
I definitely felt that. Even like, I felt that, but still, I feel, even though she was mean to him, okay, I just think that there was a time and place, and they were going to fall apart, and that's when Sarah Ann could then pick up her piece. But to shoot her shot like that, I don't know.
I didn't feel like she was shooting a shot. I thought she was giving closure, and if anything were to happen, she left the door open. But I think he probably
hoping like this, he writes me back.
But I think he left the door open though too. Because remember, he said he did. But I honestly think that Laura was not into him, and I think that she used the Sarah Ann situation and blew it up, because there had been episodes in the past where people had discussions or had full conversations and even like hugged and everything to close off the other relationships that they had. And it's like, hey, we understand we're all in this weird experiment together. Now, real life, oh, baby girl, we got to fight. There's going to be an issue. But I just think it's different because it's like, damn, like I was in the relationship too. Like you were about to choose me just 10 minutes ago. You know what I mean? I don't know. So that's my thoughts.
I'm open, but I still
keep your thoughts.
I'm open in a sense of like, I hear what you're saying and I understand your point of view. I just have a different point of view.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Anyways, that is so funny. So that's energy for us. Everybody, I'm so excited. Jen from Goodles will be coming on soon. I will be taking it on my own because Nature's got some business to take care of. So anyway, stay tuned because we're going to have great conversation about being a woman CEO in this field and introduce Goodles to you. It's so delicious. Stay tuned. Are you ready to elevate your mac and cheese game to a whole new level of deliciousness and nutrition? Look no further because Goodles has arrived. It doesn't just taste good, but it's the new healthy mac and cheese I feed my boys, including my husband. Goodles has changed the way you think about noodles with their clean ingredients and packing each box full of 21 nutrients from organic plants, 14 grams of protein, and 7 grams of fiber per serving, and prebiotics to support your gut health. Goodles currently comes in 11 different flavors, including a vegan mac and 2 gluten-free options. They're the first box mac and cheese ever to receive the Clean Label Purity Award certification. That means that their final product has been tested by a third party for over 400 contaminants, and they determined Goodles met their highest standards. Goodles is also a low glycemic index food, so it gives you steady energy instead of a carb crash. Say goodbye to bland, uninspired pasta dishes. Goodles is here to shake things up. Goodles are your go-to noodles that are not only tasty, but also packed with goodness. And trust us, it's not just for kids. Goodles is a hit with the whole family. To learn more, visit Goodles.com today. We're so excited. We have a wonderful CEO of Goodles here. Her name is Jen Zeszut, and she's going to just talk to us about all things business, all things Goodles, personal life, her me again moment, and more. So, Jen, so thankful and happy to have you on today.
So happy to be here. Thank you so much, Dom.
Yeah, of course. So I'll tell everyone else a little bit about, we just got done doing your Goodles event, the first one ever, after party. How did you feel about that? Was it a big success? What were your thoughts? What's the feedback?
Oh my gosh. Well, so I guess if your podcast listeners don't know about Goodles, Goodles is a mac and cheese brand that is tons of delicious flavors. It's not just for kids anymore. So there's crazy flavors and adult flavors and great nutrition and all, and high protein and fiber and all of this kind of stuff. So we knew that our product brought people a lot of joy because it tastes really good and you feels good in your body and it's packed with nutrition and you don't have to choose between whether you want to eat something yummy or if you want good nutrition. So we knew the product gave people joy. And we know, we've got crazy fun packaging and really kind of fun names and those sorts of things. So we knew that like the product was kind of beloved and brought joy. But like this party, I don't know what happened. I mean, we just said, I don't know, let's rent out a space and let's get some people and see if anyone shows up. Dom, you saw there were lines down the whole entire. I thought it was like, is there a movie opening or something?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? And I was like, no, that's for the Goodles party. And there were lines around the block. The place was packed. And I think the thing that just stood out was just, it was joy. It was just pure joy. People were just having so much fun and just celebrating life. And it was the most incredible testament to all that we're trying to do here is to be weird, to be fun, to be joyful, and put little joys in the world. It was an incredible event, and we're all still like floating on cloud nine at this point. So
I love it.
Thank you for
it was great. I'm wearing my pink in representation for Goodles.
See you.
Very colorful, which is not like me. But so with that, tell me, I know you said that the packaging is very colorful, which is one of the things that definitely attracted me to the brand. But tell me what initially started attracting people to Goodles. And then also just tell me about how you started building Goodles. Like, what was that like in the beginning during the pandemic? How did it become your brainchild and then actually into fruition?
Yeah, well, it is not my brainchild. I've been in the healthy food industry for a long time. And I was actually moving on and doing a different company because this is my fourth time as a CEO. So I have done this, but I honestly was like, I got to do something different. And Molly, my incredible head of R&D and one of my founding team members, she reached out to me and she's like, you just got to talk to this guy. You got to talk to Paul Earl. He's got this idea. And I was like, Mom, I am not doing another startup. And we're not doing it. I'm not doing it. And my husband's like, you're not taking a call, are you, to do a startup? And I was like, no, it's just like a favor to Molly. I'm just going to chat with him for a few minutes. And it was a 15-minute call. I hung up the phone and I walked out. I didn't even say anything. And my husband goes, oh my God, you are doing another one. And I was like, yes, I am. But there's so few moments in life where like what we do is so much energy. To start a company, it is all in. My kids are all in, my family's all in, my husband's all in, like my aunt and uncles and everyone is here putting stickers on things before Expo. Like it is of such an effort to do and to create something new, to go from nothingness to somethingness is the hardest thing. It's really a miracle that anything new ever gets created because it's so hard. So before you go into it, you really have to make sure that all the stars are aligned. You have to know you can have a great product. You have to know that you think you can do a great brand. The demand has to be there in the market. You have to know the people who can help pull it off. Like literally if every star is not aligned, my partner, Paul, my now partner, Paul and I, and my co-founder, we always say that it's like Vegas or playing a slot machine. You go cherry, you get one banana, nothing's coming out of that jackpot, right? It's got to be cherry, or like, what are you doing? It's just a waste of life force. And when I had that 15-minute call with him, it was like, oh my God, 75 years craft's been around doing its thing and hasn't evolved nutritionally in 75. Even Annie's is longer than 36 years and they haven't evolved nutritionally. And it's like, wow, no one's done this. And I think that mac and cheese is not just for little kids. I think everybody loves mac and cheese. And it's just like all the stars on that one call aligned. It was like, oh my gosh, how can we not do this? And now the rest is history. And here we are.
Well, congratulations to that, because I mean, it's been such a wild success. I'm now going into stores and seeing Goodles on the shelves at Target and different places, which is just incredible. So kudos to you for that. But on a more serious note, I do want to ask you, as a woman, right, being a CEO, what is that like navigating in a mostly male-dominated field, right, and owning it, running it, doing all the things with the business side, but then also having to be wife and mom at home? Like, tell me how you balance that. What is that like?
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. It's amazing. And my answer to this has changed so much over the years. So this is my 4th time as a CEO. I'm the 3rd time founder. So the first company that I actually started 2 software companies, and male dominated software companies. I wore black suits. I had my hair back all the time, trying to look like as manly as I possibly could, because those were all of the people that you could look up to, was like,
Right.
male CEO, male CEO, male software CEO, male software CEO. And I remember being even in a VC office and going, excuse me, where's the women's restroom? And they're like, I don't know.
Yep.
Like, they had never had a woman in the office ever before. And so in my early days, I didn't know if I could do the CEO thing.
Yep.
And I was very much trying to kind of fit in. And so I kind of toned, like how I looked, how I dressed, how I talked. I tried not to be as passionate. I tried to not to be as emotive and those sorts of things, because there were no mentors. There's no one who looked like Jen out there who was doing her thing. But the part that has always been true to me is that I really love and I take care of my team really, really well. I love my team. I spend more time with them technically in a day than I do with my family and my kiddos. I have to love them. I care about them. They're the reason that any great thing ever gets created. And I'm so honored every day that they choose to provide their incredible skills and give them and donate them to this company for what we're building. And they give so much life force. Like, I love my team. I take such good care of them. And so that's something that I wasn't going to not do. That's just how I run things. And I do think about them as family. And the kind of a key moment for me was, luckily, my very first company, was called Scout Labs, was acquired by another company. And when the deal closed and that CEO took me out for drinks, and he drank way too much, because that's kind of how he very often did. He's like, you're a great leader and all that kind of stuff, but you're never going to actually do anything truly great because you think that people matter. And it's a game. Unless you're willing to learn how to play the game, and people they're disposable. Like, you just move them in and out. No. You're never going to really build something truly great. And it was honestly, I mean, you haven't asked me my me again moment, but this is it, because it was like in that moment, there was like, okay, we're going to have to agree to disagree on that one. And it was actually the moment where I was like, okay, I actually have to build something which is really big and really successful and really publicly. I need legendary business results, because it's the only way that there's going to be respect, and there'll be a mentor and a role model that other people can look up and say, wow, that's kind of like, she kind of reminds me of a Jen, and she built something, a legendary business. So yes, we have great branding. Yes, we have a great product. Our team is so great, but the way that we treat one another is so important. But we are eyes on the prize. We are building a legendary business that is huge and successful, because I think that's the only way that we as leaders become something that others look up to and become a role model for. Even I want VCs to look and be like, when someone's pitching, I want them to go, God, she kind of reminds me of a Jen. I mean, that's my goal. That's it. So, and I got to prove those guys wrong. Because they're wrong. People matter. Right. They totally matter.
I mean, I think you're headed in that direction too. So, I can't wait to see what you continue to do. With that, speaking of wanting to be a role model, and you are being a role model to your company so far and those around you, for younger entrepreneurs and women who want to be a CEO and who want to begin a startup, et cetera, what are some really great tips that you say, in this episode, we're talking about energy. What do they need to bring to the table for their business, for it to be a success and get it off the ground even?
Yeah. You know, it really is. I answer that question very, I take it very seriously because it is so much life force to do this. And so I do think that number one, you do have to kind of make sure that it feels like at least you have your best shot at those stars aligned. Because sometimes I'll hear, I think the worst thing that you can do is say, I just want to start something so badly. You know, I haven't figured out if it's going to scale. I haven't figured out if anyone's going to pay for it. I don't know, but I just want to launch something. That makes me so nervous because it's so much energy and it's so much life force. And if you haven't even figured it out on paper yet, keep looking, keep looking. Don't want the desire to be a CEO to outweigh the actual idea, because you got to think about that slot machine in Vegas, one banana, and you're getting nothing. You really have to make sure the stars are aligned. So I really encourage people to kind of kick the tires and make sure that, can you make the product? Is there a market? What's the plan for branding? Especially if you're a startup and you're going up against, most of us are creating something that there's already incumbents in a space. Ours are two of the biggest companies on the planet, and they have multi-billion-dollar market caps, and we don't. So knowing that you're going into something where you can't outspend them, they can out coupon us, our competitors, they can rent cuter kids than us for their commercials. We can't even afford a commercial. What are we talking about here? So you can't outspend them. So what's the plan for out somethinging them, right? How are you without money? Don't tell me that you're going to throw a bunch of media at it, because you don't have enough money for that. How can you out weird them? And that's kind of what we've decided to do. We've decided to lean in on joy and authenticity and weird. And we have, crazy names on our packages, and wait till you see what we do on April Fools.
Oh my goodness.
So funny. But that's what we've decided to do. We have to out weird them because we can't outspend them. And that's just our brand, and we're joyful and we're weird, and that's our company. So don't everybody go be out joy and out weird, but look at Liquid Death or whatever it is. They went, crazy, death, dark,
emo,
whatever. You got to do something to stand out. So I think it's really, make sure that you've kicked the tires and you've got all those stars aligned before embarking, because you're going to be all in. You got to be all in. That's the only way to do it. So.
Right. Thanks for that. And yeah, to your point, the product is so unique. It's so cute. I love it. The name, everything is just adorable to me. But with that, with everything that you just said, did you get any pushback when you first started a new mac and cheese brand? What was that like?
We totally did. All the stars said, don't launch this company. We talked to a fellow founder of one of our competitors who had started one of those companies, and he's like, oh, don't do it. The competitors, they'll drop price on shelf. They're just going to go super cheap, and there's nothing you can do. You won't have enough money. It's a terrible idea. Don't do it. So that's by someone who started one of our main competitors said, definitely don't do it. VCs wouldn't back us. They said that, got neon pink pasta boxes in the super healthy mac and cheese and the pasta aisles. They said it looks like a disco party. It doesn't look healthy. It doesn't look natural. It should all be green, maybe brown. And one VC was like, if you could maybe have some, for kids, some illustrated veggies doing push-ups, some broccoli, doing some lifting weights. And we were like, oh my gosh, you so don't get this at all. No, mac and cheese is not just for kids anymore. So no anthropomorphic veggies. And the whole point is to signal that something's different in that mac and cheese aisle that has never happened. But we want it to be a disco party in the aisle. And, the truth is that what's so beautiful about this is that the gooder part is gooder in a lot of different ways. It could be your husband or the trainers and the fitness people who are like, wow, I love the protein. It could be someone who's trying to lose weight and is super excited about the low glycemic index and the fact that it doesn't cause the sugar spike and then the crash. It could be a young family who's like, oh my gosh, finally the first ever mac and cheese that's clean label certified. It's got good, clean ingredients. they're also super healthy people who are like, wow, look at the ingredients. They have nutrients from kale and spinach and sweet potato and chlorella, which is a freshwater algae. There are no pictures of algae. We don't need to say it's algae mac and cheese. That's not a good idea.
That would be boring.
But many
Gross.
VCs at the beginning were like, well, you got to get some more spinach on there. And we're like, guys, gotcha. Like, it's got to be yum, first and foremost, like totally delicious. And the people who are looking for algae will be like, wow, that's so cool. It's got nutrients from chlorella in there. So we just knew it on our gut that they were wrong and we were right. And it was stressful.
Yep.
Cause cashing out your 401k and your husband's like, wait a minute, what's going on, girl?
Rocking the house.
That's an uncomfortable moment,
Right.
but we just knew it. We just felt that there was a feeling. So so fast forward to doing our Series A just last May. We had 32 firms vying to lead our Series A, and we just got like the world's best partners. And it's like, see, told you so. So it's pretty
true.
awesome.
That's awesome.
They doubted us in the beginning.
Right. It's even more, it's like so much more satisfaction now. Like, haha, they'll be knocking on your door. So tell me, Jen, what is your superpower? Like, I'm gathering a lot of your relationship, the way you're treating your team, which helps all, to push the product and everyone's all on board. But what would you say is your superpower? Like, what do you have that makes this thing go?
The only superpower I have is somehow convincing incredible people to quit their jobs and come follow me on this crazy adventure. I mean, these are my COO, Greg, my CFO, Nate, my CM. I mean, these are extraordinary, Molly. These are incredible people that have the most extraordinary careers, and they are dropped what they're doing. Like, I pick up the bat phone and they're like, great, let's do it. And they power all of this. I mean, they're just so seasoned. They're just people who they've got a contingency plan to the contingency plan. So if something were to happen, then we have 4 different ways to solve for the next thing. And they're already thinking 2 years ahead. And I'm just like, oh my God, I love this team. So I take care of my team. And for some reason they follow me and do what follow, they're hooligans and crazy like me. And thank God that they are. So.
Okay. So we're coming to a close here, but I do want to know, and I asked you for tips for CEO, but if we can do 1, 2, 3 tips for someone who wants to recreate a brand, so something like you did with mac and cheese, what would you suggest those 3 tips are?
Yeah. So, I mean, product. I mean, everyone does love this brand and this packaging, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter what this box looked like. If the product is not truly differentiated and extraordinary, especially if there's someone already in your space, make sure that you're going to stand out and you're going to do something different. I would say try to keep the same form factor. That was a pretty big one for us. Like the fact that our mac and cheese, you make it just the way you would make Kraft, just the way you would make Annie's, became familiar enough. But then what's in it is so extraordinary compared to our nutrients. We got 21 nutrients and the others have got like 1. It's not even close. So make sure that the product. And I think that obviously Goodles' success is a testament to taste. Yeah. Taste is number 1. Taste is number 2. Taste is number 3. And then we'll cram in as much nutrition as we possibly can. But if it even gets close, like, that kind of tastes a little bit weird, take it back down. Okay. And I don't know why so many people launch companies, at least in the food space, that don't make sure that it tastes good. We're human. It's got to taste great. So product, branding, and not just branding that's cute, but back to that idea that you've got to out something them. You're not going to be able to outspend them. So what's your plan to, whether it's out weird or out joy or out be authentic? What's the thing? And maybe it's working with a celebrity who's already got, some audience or whatever to get eyeballs, but you can't throw money at it. So what's the plan? And then team. Like make sure you got the most incredible team, because you as a CEO, you do the least amount. You're the least important person in the company. It's who you hire. And that, we've been told when people saw us at the party and they saw like how much we love and care about each other, they're like, God, I just knew you guys would be a joyful crew. I feel like I taste the joy in your product. And so that like hiring joyful people and people that are like you and giving and taking care of them is not just a nice thing to do, and it's not just a culture thing, and it's not just a branding thing. I think it actually makes the product even better.
Yeah.
The joy comes through. So it's who you hire. It's all
It
about
reminds me
So-
of my grandma. You know, any of your grandmothers that like they make you your dinner and it's just there's love in there. It tastes good, but she made it with love, and so it feels that much better. It tastes that much better. It's the same concept. You can just feel it. You
Totally
do.
the same concept. I believe in that so strongly. Just we're seeing it right here, right now. So, you know, I think it's like, oh, we have to check a box for some VCs on culture. It's not that. It is like the foundation of all that you do. At least that's our philosophy. So
That's awesome. Okay, last question. It's a fun question. If you were doing karaoke, what's your number one song?
oh my gosh, so many choices. I read a whole playlist. I think that for what we're doing at Goodles, I think a couple might be my go-tos. I think given my role here, I think Mr. Brightside by the Killers is a pretty fun one. Would be a pretty fun one to do. And then the other one I might do would be Faith by George Michael.
Ooh, those are great. So you must karaoke often because you have those on the top of your mind.
Oh, I totally do. We have a karaoke set up at our house. It's yes, absolutely.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. Amazing.
Well, thank you.
Those are great songs. I mean, great. That's a great question because our team did bust out karaoke at this party and we had a lot of fun. So
oh, what a blast. Well, thank you so much, Jen, for joining us. Can't wait to see what else is in store for you in the next steps, and I can only see exponential growth from here. To your point, and to everyone listening, I've realized that Jen and the Goodles team and the Goodles brand has like a cult following. They love the noodles, and even more, they love the stuffies. So clearly you're doing something incredibly right. And as a woman, I just put even more of my kudos and all of my love and everything onto you just to keep going, because it really is remarkable what you're doing.
Well, likewise, girl. I've seen you do your thing, and you are extraordinary. And I'm just honored to be a part of this. So thank you so much for having me and letting us share some things. But
of course,
I think being true to yourself and wear all the pink you want.
Yes.
All the pink you want. Just do it. You look great.
Thanks. Yeah, I know everyone gives me such a hassle because I'm normally just in black or muted colors. I'm like, you know what? This is my year to start bringing out some colors. So I'll be following your footsteps.
It just puts a smile on people's face, and you're like, wait, why would I put on what? Why?
Right.
So, give it a try.
I love it.
Anyway.
I do want you to tell, what are all your handles? How can people reach you? Where can people buy Goodles?
Yes, if you want to hear more or learn more about Goodles, definitely all flavors are always available at goodles.com. But follow us at All Goodles, so at All Goodles, for all the latest news and everything, because we're launching new flavors. We just launched Bling Bling Bacon, which is insane. All the gluten-free just launched. And our innovation roadmap is fast and furious. So follow us at All Goodles for all the latest.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen. We'll talk later.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.